The greatest lie in Star Wars is that Darth Vader became powerful. He did not. He became dependent. Most people look at the black armor and see strength, authority, fear, power. The reality is closer to a medical horror story. The suit was never designed to free Darth Vader. It was designed to contain him, control him, own him. When Anakin Skywalker burned on the volcanic shores of Mustafar, the man who emerged was not a victorious Sith Lord. He was an amputee, a burn victim, a chronic pain patient, a former slave who had simply acquired a new master. The Jedi had given him rules. The Empire gave him machinery. Neither gave him freedom. Palpatine understood something terrifying about human psychology. Pain can become a leash, and Darth Vader lived on that leash every second of every day. The synthetic flesh covering his ruined body never truly felt natural. The interface systems constantly fed neurological information through damaged nerves. The armor was heavy, uncomfortable, restrictive. Every movement reminded him of what he had lost. Every breath reminded him of what he had become. Even the famous respirator served a deeper purpose. The sound was not merely functional, it was psychological. A permanent, mechanical heartbeat. A reminder. A metronome counting the seconds of his imprisonment. Silence became impossible. Peace became impossible. Sleep became difficult. Meditation became torture. His body no longer belonged to him. His nervous system no longer belonged to him. Even his pain belonged to someone else. And that was precisely the point. Palpatine did not need Darth Vader happy. He needed him angry. Because rage was fuel. Pain was fuel. Grief was fuel. The suit transformed suffering into energy. A machine designed to convert trauma into obedience. The tragedy is that Vader understood this. He knew he was trapped. He knew he was being manipulated. Yet every alternative required facing the truth. Padme was dead. The Republic was gone. Anakin Skywalker was gone. And so the machine continued. One breath at a time. One painful step at a time. One day at a time. A walking coffin carrying a ghost that could never escape. Most people imagined Darth Vader as a warrior. The Empire saw something different. An administrator. An enforcer. A logistical solution. By the height of Imperial rule, Vader had become something larger than an individual. He was a moving institution. A mechanism of compliance. Entire star systems altered their behavior because they knew he might arrive. That was his true weapon. Not the lightsaber. Not the Force. Anticipation. Fear spreads faster than armies. Fear is cheaper than fleets. Fear requires less maintenance than occupation. Vader understood this instinctively. His presence often achieved what military campaigns could not. The possibility of punishment became more effective than punishment itself. Within the imperial hierarchy, he served another purpose. Corrupt officers disappeared. Incompetent commanders vanished. Failures accumulated consequences. The Empire did not merely use Vader against rebels. It used him internally, as quality control, as corporate discipline, as a living audit. The fascinating irony is that Vader frequently despised many of the people he served beside. He respected competence, efficiency, results, nothing else. His relationship with Tarkin demonstrates this perfectly. Neither man trusted the other completely, yet both understood systems. Both understood institutions. Both understood how fear could become infrastructure. The Force itself became administrative. Not mystical. Not spiritual. Administrative. A perfectly targeted instrument for controlling behavior. A gesture. A stare. A single demonstration of power. And entire rooms changed their decisions. Entire fleets changed their calculations. Entire governments reconsidered resistance. The Empire did not simply possess Darth Vader. The Empire weaponized him, converted a broken human being into an operational asset. A corporate logo painted in black armor, a warning visible across the galaxy. And somewhere inside that machine, the original person continued to disappear. The most revealing moments of Darth Vader's life happened in complete isolation, not on battlefields, not inside Star Destroyers, not before terrified officers. Alone, hidden from the galaxy, inside meditation chambers, inside medical systems, inside silence. There were moments when the armor came off, moments when the machine paused, moments when the truth became visible. The image is almost disturbing. A limbless figure suspended in darkness. Scar tissue, mechanical interfaces, damaged flesh. The most feared being in the galaxy reduced to a patient. For a few minutes, he could escape the armor. For a few minutes, he could escape the pain. But never completely. Because the real prison was not technological. It was psychological. Darth Vader constantly claimed that Anakin Skywalker was dead. Yet every aspect of his behavior suggested the opposite. The grief never disappeared. Padme never disappeared. The guilt never disappeared. Everything he built after Mustafar depended on avoiding those memories. The Empire became distraction. Violence became distraction. Duty became distraction. Hatred became distraction. Every campaign, every execution, every conquest, another attempt to outrun grief, another attempt to avoid self-awareness, another attempt to silence a voice that refused to die. The ultimate irony is that Darth Vader spent decades trying to destroy Anakin Skywalker, and failed. The man survived, buried beneath machinery, buried beneath pain, buried beneath ideology, but alive, waiting. That is why the ending matters. Not because the Emperor died, not because the Death Star collapsed, because for the first time in decades, Darth Vader stopped running. The machine finally broke. The hatred finally exhausted itself. The fear finally lost its purpose. And in those final moments, a broken old man looked at his son, not as a Sith, not as an Imperial commander, not as Darth Vader, as Anakin Skywalker. The galaxy remembered a monster. History remembered a tyrant. The Empire remembered a weapon. But the truth was much smaller. A slave who never escaped slavery. A patient who never escaped pain. A ghost who spent his entire life trapped inside a machine, and only became free when the machine finally stopped breathing.